Hi and welcome back. This is Turn 7, Part B, the German turn. Again, rapid fire reloaded. Learning the rules basically as play. Set up my own homebrew scenario called Lanzarath Ridge, based on a real battle, 1944 in Normandy, late 1944. The Germans have took up Batteren. They were coming up this road, in round the flank into the back of the Allied push forward from Normandy. This just happened before the Battle of Bulge. And you have the 384th Recon and Intelligence Unit, led by Lieutenant Lyle Buck, and his 20 plus men. I think there's about 22, 25 men. And they were told to hold at all costs, so there's no morale tools for them. The German, this is a recon unit sent forward by the 1st Panzer Division, the 5th and 6th are in reserve at the back. So basically they were sent up the road to see if there was any Allied on the route, probably to save the main armament, tanks, so on. So the Germans have took, I would say, about 50% probably of their fighting vehicles have been hit. So we've a Panzer II destroyed, Wagon, command half track. So it's 1, 2, 3, and of 1, 2, 3 armoured fighting vehicles left. So, and the men in that company have lost 10 men. In rapid fire reloaded, 1 man equals 15. And 1 armoured fighting vehicle equals 5, but I tend to play it 1 for 1. 10, 15s, 150. And say that with 3 armoured fighting vehicles, so 15. That's an awful lot to lose, but I'm doing it one to one. So the Germans are going to have to throw a morale test. So the order of play is all necessary morale tests are taken and any resulting actions are carried out. Right, so real life military units can react to losses and threats by becoming less reliable. In extreme cases they may retreat, run away, rout or surrender. Okay, when to take a morale test. When an infantry unit has suffered 50% casualties, 48 figure battalion loses 24 or more figures. If an infantry unit has already taken a morale test or suffers 1 or more casualties, and an armoured fighting vehicle is damaged by enemy fire. So this whole unit has come under enemy fire. It's lost 50% of its armoured fighting vehicles and 10 men. I'm going to roll a morale for them. They're not elite troops, they're basically just normal grenadiers. So They're poor troops at the minute, because if you can imagine, it's the end of the war. Near the end of the war, 1944. Late 1944, Germany is trying to sue for a draw here. So I'm going to do them as poor. Plus a lot of them soldiers were young men. They were drafted in. And the worst thing is, I put on my squeaky shoes. Okay, so I'm going to roll for a morale test. 456, no effect on infantry unit or armoured fighting vehicle. And 1, 2, 3 has effects. So let's throw the dice and add the modifiers or deduct. So I got a 3. So without the modifiers added, the infantry unit or armoured fighting vehicle may fire but not advance in its turn. It may stop, or if the player wishes, retire full move to seek cover. So now with the modifiers. So +1 if the infantry unit or armoured fighting vehicle are elite troops, they're normal or poor. +1 if more than 50% of the surviving figures in the infantry unit are in hard cover. No, they're in soft cover behind hedges and trees. Need to get them in that building there. Next turn. +1 if the armoured fighting vehicle can see an active friendly tank or assault gun within 12 inches. The tank was destroyed. The SDK, it's an assault gun. So I think they were probably talking about artillery, but the SDK is formidable enough, so I'm going to give them a +1. Right, -1 if the commanding officer of the infantry unit is a casualty. Yep. Here and here. Both COs taken out, so -1. So that +1 for the assault gun has now been taken away due to the commanding officer killed. -1 for each consecutive morale test an infantry unit has to take. No, they haven't had any morale tests, so -1 if the infantry unit can see no friendly troops within 12 inches. Nope, there is no friendly, so it gets a -1. -1 if the infantry unit has been under mortar, indirect artillery, aircraft, flamethrower attack during their turn. They have indeed. They've got pummeled with artillery and heavy machine gun fire. So it's another -1. So it's a +2. Did I get +2? It's a -2. If the infantry unit has been under mortar, right? -1 if the infantry unit or armoured fighting vehicle are poor troops, yeah. So 3, -3. So morale test. They got 3 in the dice. -3 obviously is 1. Well, you can't go below 1 on the chart. The infantry unit or armoured fighting vehicle routs or surrenders and is removed. Ooh. That's a kicking in the nards for the Germans. I suppose if you think about it, they did get pummeled, so to be expected. So they're not going to be able to leave the table. One of the winning conditions, or some of the conditions for winning, were getting armoured vehicles up this road and out the other side. So the more you get off the table, the better. I mean, that's a substantial win for the Americans. So Americans have basically done better than what I would have expected. This was only a test for me to see how to use the rules. To learn them a bit better, especially when it comes down to the infantry. Grouping the men within 1 inch to fire as a firing team, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's check the book. I say hightail it out of here. The recon unit. You've still got the rest of the German guys making their way up the road. Okay, so Champ's observations. No, smoke shells are fired. And yes, the Germans are going to fire smoke shells. They do know that there is an issue up the road, and it's to do with the ridge. And they have deployed Leavenworths. I can never say these. Just looking up the name. Nebelwerfer. I'm sure it doesn't sound like that. This is the 1st Battalion. So they've moved to Nebelwerfers forward. Well, they've basically dropped them off. These guys here, so they've been dropped off by the new Saxon troops. But these troops are they're not elite, but they're good troops. I've never used the Nebelwerfers before. Just call them rockets. Multiple rocket launcher. I was reading something about them last night. I didn't realise they could fire smoke. Ooh. Just looking up the stats for the Nebelwerfer multiple rocket launcher. High explosive 5d6s, maximum range 72 inches. Now, I didn't realise that they could also fire smoke. Anything that fires HE can fire up to 2 smoke barrages. Let me just double check it. Yeah, multiple rocket launchers, 5 or 6 equals 1 casualty when testing for hits on non-armoured fighting vehicles. Plus that's a handy sheet to get if you can. It's the rapid fire reloaded clarifications. So the Nebelwerfer 5d6, maximum range 72 inches. Now they're firing smoke. What's up to my camera? I need to turn off that lock or automatic focus. Wish I had a better camera, okay. Okay, so we're going to drop the smoke here because obviously they're going to advance. With the new sections just come in. And how do we do smoke? Let's have a look. Smoke. Smoke prevents enemy forces from observing friendly forces by masking enemy movement. The firing of smoke rounds takes place before other firing and movement. Firing through smoke is not allowed. The use of smoke rounds is limited to 2 rounds per game for all mortars and guns capable of firing HE. To fire, identify which guns and motors are firing, smoke rounds and nominate aiming points for each shot. Though if D6 5 or 6 is a hit and the smoke cloud markers 3 inch wide by 1 inch deep is placed on the point, any other throws miss. Weapons firing smoke may not fire again in the same turn. Smoke disperses at the end of the enemy's next turn. So yeah, so it'll be turn 8, part 1, where the Americans go, that the smoke will dissipate at the end of there, so they won't be able to do anything when the smoke in front of them. The first if they land that smoke. So with 2 naval warfare firing 5d6. No, hang on, that's for explosives. So when they're firing smoke, obviously it's just one barrage. Or is it just one smoke shell? It doesn't actually state. So let's do 4. We need 5 or 6. So it's 2 shots from each naval warfare. There's 1. 1 smoke shell succeeds. So 3 inches wide. That doesn't exactly block much, but I have a plan. Famous last words. Okay, so let's see what's next. So smoke shells are fired, figures of vehicles are moved. Okay, now because it's a built-up area, it's a town. I used to think it was half movement, but it's actually less. I think it's 6 inches in a built-up area. Let's see, deduct 6 inch movement, all infantry and vehicles. Right, all infantry and vehicle movement in built-up areas is at cross-country speeds, including on-road. All movement, off-road limbered guns. Right, so it's half speed. So let's see what this Mark 4 does. 24, so 12 inches. 12 inches, so they're all 12. Close assaults, there is none. Firing is declared and carried out. Figures of vehicles that have not already moved may be moved. So just checking if there's anything else. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get them guys off the table down here, and that's the German road completed. I'm going to leave the burning trucks on because they are a hindrance to anybody that's trying to use the road. Basically they block the road to stop anybody getting out the top end. So So let's see, I think that's it complete. The Germans have reinforcements have moved in the village. Each of the mobile trucks is holding all these boyos. They're backed up with a Mark IV 75mm Panzer. The fired smoke, not too sure, it'll probably be dispersed anyway. Let me see, the Americans go, then the Germans move. I suppose they can fire more smoke to get them into position into them houses. Probably make a go for Lanzarath Ridge. Okay, that'll do me for now. Thanks for watching.